Now, as you are aware, we are officially under Tresa Phase 2, and my videos for this month will cover all the changes one by one. Because as a potential buyer or a potential seller, it is really important to be completely informed. And that is what I am doing here. So please be a sweetheart, make it worth my while, and hit that like, share, and the subscribe button. Oh, and that bell icon. It gets me motivated to keep you up to date with everything real estate. Hi and hello, and thank you so much for tuning in. And if you are new, welcome to my channel. My name is Preeti Rao, and I am both a real estate and a mortgage broker for close to 20 years. Now, in the last 2 weeks, I covered 2 of the changes that happened. The next major change which I'm going to cover today, and guys, this is a big one. It's the change to sharing the contents of the offer. Now, this one caused so much confusion among buyers because they were under the impression that the seller has to disclose everything to the potential buyers. Nope. That's not true. All of this is optional. So this is what the new rule says. They are calling it the open offer process. They decided to throw this into the act because this has been one of the most discussed complaints in the past. And for the most part, people blame blind bidding as a reason why house prices have increased. Now, most of the realtors could only mention the number of offers on the table, but could not disclose the price, nor the conditions that are included, nor the size of the deposit or the closing date, etc. But the new change is that the seller now has the choice. Please note, it's the seller's choice to share the contents of the offer, such as the price, the deposit, any conditions, or the closing date, with other buyers. However, no personal information may be disclosed or other information that would identify the buyer or the person making the offer. It is also important to note that the brokerage is still required to disclose the number of offers or the number of registered offers on the table to all competing buyers. But what happens in the event that the seller decides to change their mind halfway through? So let's say that they are like, you know what, it's a closed process. I'm not saying anything to anybody. But halfway through the transaction, the seller changes their mind and goes from a closed offer process to an open offer process. Now remember, the closed offer process was called the blind bidding, right? What does this mean if he decides to go back to the open offer? The buyer's offer contents could be disclosed. And if the seller decides to change that from a closed offer to an open offer, they will let every buyer know about the prices on the table, all the deposit, all the terms and the conditions, and the closing date. The seller can then decide to change the rules as long as that has been notified to all the buyers. But now, here's an interesting part. The buyer could include in their offer, in the agreement of purchase and sale, they could submit that with a clause that the buyer could opt out and not participate in the offer if the seller decides to change the rules from having it as a closed offer to an open offer process. Confused? So was I. When I heard this, and in my head, I'm thinking, why is this even there? You're giving the seller the choice. It's a rule, but it's important or it's imperative that the buyer's agents now communicate with the buyers and ask the buyers these questions about whether or not they would like the seller to disclose their offer to other buyers. In the event that the seller decided to convert the closed offer into an open offer scenario, there will be a possibility that some buyers might agree with the seller and allow them to disclose the content of the offers and abide by the rules. But there are others who might not be comfortable and don't want the terms and prices of their offer to be disclosed to any other buyers because they don't want another buyer to be able to use their number that they have offered against them and land up paying more than they did to acquire the property. Now it will have to be a more open conversation that has to be had when deciding to put in an offer. in my opinion, the notion that in the past when we adopted the blind bidding, which is now called the closed offer process, the buyer could only blindly put an offer that sometimes they could put more than the competing offers and hence cause the price to go up significantly. But you can also argue that the price can go up in the open offer process too. And at the end, it depends on the buyer's maximum budget. But the difference is knowing the details of the competing offer. If prices tend to go up through the closed offer or the open offer process, only time will tell. Because I'm still racking my brain here in trying to figure out as to why is this open offer, closed offer concept even introduced when the entire power is still sitting with the seller. They decide if they want it to be an open offer or a closed offer process. And honestly, why would a seller opt for an open process when they can potentially get way more in a bidding war? So basically, this rule was put in place to confuse us, first of all, and to make it look like, see, look, we are being fair. We have given you the option. Now, if the seller does not opt for it, that's not our problem. You are the agent, you deal with the angry buyers, and you explain why this whole open process and closed process system is actually a joke. So you tell me what you think. And in the meantime, if you have questions or just want to vent out, don't hesitate to call me. If you still don't know who I am, go check my rating on Google and read my client reviews. Till then, you take care. And if you found value and liked this video and would like to see more content, please click on the boxes on the screen. Once again, my name is Preeti Rao. My contact information is in the description box below. Make sure to hit like, share, subscribe, and that small little bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to call me because I hold the key that opens the door to your dream home.